Now I'm getting thousands of comments on my PSVR2 videos and I'm getting loads of questions on what you can do to improve your experience in PSVR2. How can you make it more immersive? How can you make it more comfortable? What can you generally do to improve things? Now, as someone with loads of experience in PSVR1 and I'm heavily streaming and playing with PSVR2, I've got loads of things that I do to improve the experience. And a lot of these are tried and tested things. Some of these are a bit more unusual things. In this video, I'm going to let you know. Now, some of these things are probably going to be down as affiliate links in my description. That means that if you decide to purchase one, this channel will get a small commission. Now, really important that you know that. But let's start with it. And the most important thing that I use daily on this, and I use daily on this, is lens cloths. Let me show you. Now, these are the exact lens cloths I use on my glasses every day. They're called Mr. Sig. I don't know why I picked them up in the first place, but they've never put a foot wrong for me. And these are what I'm using at the moment to clean my PSVR2 lenses. Now, on my PSVR1, I'm pretty sure I used to use a blue cleaning cloth, and I'm pretty sure it was PlayStation branded. So I really think that PlayStation put a lens cloth in the box of PSVR1, but for whatever reason, they haven't done it with PSVR2. So you can get these from absolutely anywhere. These seem to be good quality ones, but you can get general microfiber cloths. Make sure they're microfiber from absolutely anywhere, and I clean them on a daily basis. Make sure these lenses are clean. There'll be people in the comments saying, oh, you don't need to clean it on a daily basis. I am telling you, these just get foggy, they get kind of cloudy, you get little bits of grease in there. I've got kind of quasi long hair, sometimes it kind of gets in around there, and I'm telling you, I clean it on a daily basis, and I recommend anyone cleans them before they start using it. So tip number one, if you've got blurriness in your PSVR2 headset and you're not cleaning them with a microfiber cloth, clean with the microfiber cloth, you won't regret it. Right, let's go on to thing number two. Right, thing number two is a fan. Now, I happen to use this fan because it has a very, very, very long base, which is important for me because I'm sitting in a sim rig. But I can tell you, having a fan blowing kind of gentle air in your face just seems to make such a big difference in VR. I never ever feel motion sick. I never feel nauseous. I always feel sort of fresh and clean. You get an added bonus as well, obviously, when you're in like the kayak games and stuff like that. And in an open cockpit racing game like GT7, you get that kind of breeze sensation. But I'm not really talking about it in that terms. I think if you're getting sick and nauseous, make sure you have a fan blowing cold air in your face. I have it to the side of me here, kind of underneath the camera. And like I said, it's a very long stem, so I can have it up. But I think any sort of fan propped up and giving you that air will do. This one is on the remote. I really like this fan because I can have it on a remote, turn it on and off on the streaming. Most people won't need that. But definitely make sure you get a proper fan if you're feeling sick. If you're thinking about returning PSVR2 because you've been getting nauseous or you don't have a fan, try a fan first and see if it improves it. In fact, let me know in the comments as well if you've been using a fan and what your experience is. But this is my essential tip number two. Essential tips 1 and 2 are genuinely really, really, really important. Let's go on to essential tip number 3. Now, essential tip number 3 is a charger, a USB-C charger. Now, I know what you're going to be saying, but Kireth, you've got the specific bespoke PlayStation charging deck stand thing for your PS Remote VR controller headset thingies. It's really, really, really difficult to get these aligned up the way I have it. I don't know why it is, but it's just not quite as intuitive as you think. Maybe I'm going to get used to it. Need to make sure they're sitting in there. This is, I don't know how other people are reviewing this, but this is by no means essential. It looks amazing, but I feel like you should just be able to throw them in and they wirelessly charge. They don't. You need to line them up with these little charging ports here. And many times I'm trying to get them lined up and they're not quite in. It looks beautiful once you have them in. Look at that. It looks so beautiful, but it's not just oh, I finished playing, I'm just going to slap this down, it's going to be charging, because that isn't charging. You've got to find out where it is. And I'm sure I'm going to get better at this. But basically, I would not recommend getting this official PlayStation charger. I would recommend just getting a good USB-C charger and have 2 USB-C cables to charge them with. And so every time you finish, just finish it, put it down, plug, and you know 100% it's charging. That's what I would do. I suspect they're also going to charge faster than through the sort of like contactless pads here. I might be wrong. So the USB chargers that I always use, I have about 5 of these, are these GAN chargers. And this is a 100-watt GAN charger. It's absolutely unreal. It has 3 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. I'll show you exactly what it looks like here. I just unplugged it from somewhere I was using it. And you've got so many ports here, USB-C. Let me put it in the light. And this is a 100-watt cable as well. This will charge your laptop. It will charge your phone. It does them all at the same time. They're more expensive than your bog standard USB-C chargers. But 100% I get these ones because I just know if it's there, I can plug anything. If my phone was running out of battery now, I could plug it in and it would charge. If my laptop was here, I could charge it. So I recommend these, but that's just my personal preference. Let's move on to the next essential thing. Now, the next essential thing is weirdly a downgrade from PSVR1. PSVR1 has an integrated microphone here, but it also comes with this audio button bot that's hardwired into the helmet, turns on the headset obviously, but you also have a microphone mute and you have volume up and down. This was so useful for PSVR1 when I'm on party chat, when I need to like lower the volume because someone's trying to speak with me. I use this all the time. I can't tell you how much I use this thing. It's like second nature. Now, PSVR2 doesn't have any physical buttons to adjust the volume. It must be a design choice to keep things as clean as possible. So I really recommend that you get a pair of headphones, earbuds, whatever, that have that volume control. Otherwise, you're going to have to be going into the settings and doing all that. Now, I know you can go into the settings to do it, but sometimes you just don't want to. It's actually more immersive to just press that on your headset than bring up a UI in the screen that takes you out of the game. Now, the headphones I've used, I think I've used these for about 10 years, I think, are these Steel Series. I don't even know, but they're wireless. They have a volume rocker at the bottom and a turn on and off, and they just do everything absolutely fine. There's surely better headsets than this out there, but they fit over this headset. I use them for PSVR1, I'm using them for PSVR2, and most important, they have that volume rocker. So if you're thinking about what headset earbuds to get, definitely try and get something that allows you to adjust the audio, because you won't be able to do that physically on PSVR2. Now, the next essential thing is utterly essential if you're going to be doing a lot of racing games, and GT7 might just be the killer app for PSVR2, and that's where you're going to sit and play and interface with the game. So I'm just going to let you know my setup for racing in PSVR2 on Gran Turismo 7. This is quite a advanced setup. I wouldn't recommend that if you're very new to PSVR2 and Gran Turismo 7, you go out and get something like this. I would recommend trying stuff out first, sitting in them. But this, just to let you know, this is kind of what I'm using at the top end. So my entire rig is a GT Omega Prime rig. It's an 80/20 aluminium rig. Now, GT Omega gave this to me for free initially for a review, which is absolutely fantastic. There's lots of other places you can go for 80/20 rigs. I can say that this one just hasn't failed me at all. It's utterly solid. It doesn't move. My wheel at the moment is a Logitech Direct Drive Pro wheel, which is a direct drive wheel, so it's very responsive with the Pro load cell pedals. Now, basically, direct drive and load cells are kind of where you want to be for the most realistic experience when driving. Previously, I've been using, you can just see in the background there, a Fanatec CSL Elite, which is a belt-driven wheel, and the V3 load cell pedals. They're also very good. So yeah, a lot of stuff there. Best place to ask about wheels and rigs normally is in our Discord. If you do get a GT Omega rig, then make sure you use the code Kireth5 at checkout. It will get you 5% off. Obviously, I get 5% as well from that. But that's what I'm using at the moment, just to let you know. And this is an absolutely one-to-one experience when it comes to racing. When I'm racing in Gran Turismo 7 with no HUD at all, it's like I'm there. So if you get to this level, it's completely immersive. Obviously, you can just play on a controller. You can just play sitting down on the floor on a beanbag. But if you want that sort of racing feel, then this really is. It doesn't really get much better than this. So the next essential thing is actually lighting. I've had a few times, you might have seen in my streams and videos, where the PSVR2 headset will sort of lose tracking for a little bit. And I think it's because when I'm streaming, I'm not very well lit this way, where the PSVR2 headset is tracking. I'm actually more well lit this way. So the light that I use for lighting, which is absolutely great light, is an Elgato light thing. It's a diffuse light. I also use Philips Hue diffuse lights, and I feel like a diffuse light around you will just illuminate kind of your surroundings and make it easier for the PSVR2 to track. If you look at my streams and videos, everything in front of me is kind of very hard to track. There's a steering wheel that's black, there's an Elgato Stream Deck that's black, there's internet equipment that's black, my rig is black, everything's kind of black and absorbing that light and not really reflecting it back into the camera's sensors. So just bear that in mind. Maybe some lighting. I don't really want to kind of say I know too much about this, but my suspicion is that having a well-lit area with some diffuse lighting is going to make a better difference. Right, so the last essential thing in this video, and by the way, if you've enjoyed these tips and you just enjoy me, I didn't get this headset for free. This is not sponsored by Sony. In fact, I'm wearing an Xbox shirt today by chance, which probably shows you that this is not sponsored by Sony. So if you like me giving my opinion from just like an unsponsored perspective, please hit subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. If you've already subscribed from the VR stuff, let me know in the comments. But the last essential thing I want to let you know is actually your attitude. If you just accept that the visual quality is not going to be the same as watching on TV screen, and it's going to be a little bit blurry at time, and you just kind of accept that, and then you just allow yourself to get immersed, it is a second to none experience. I mean, the fact you can do this through one cable on console is amazing. They have done an incredible job, really, I think, to get this running in such a plug and play fashion. And I think they deserve real credit for that. And unfortunately, I just don't think the headset was represented accurately on launch by a lot of the reviewers. And I've tried to do my best to just say, look, this is really how it looks. But if you understand that and you go in, there's been lots of people in my comments saying, oh, thanks for all your videos. I now, think I have a really good idea what it's like. I pre-ordered it, can't wait. If you go in with those expectations, I think you're going to love it. I used PSVR1 for years. This is just better in every way, apart from the button box on the microphone bit. But this is better in every way. So if you do that, you're absolutely going to love it. And I can't wait to be creating more content, more live streams, more PSVR2 content on this channel for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.